Point number 3, Chris, can Sean Dyche pull Everton out of relegation?
Yeah, it looks like he can, doesn't it? It just shows, doesn't it, what a different personality can do, and how a manager can get stale or never really get going. Like Lampard obviously didn't. He couldn't get the best out of those players, so that they didn't buy a player in the transfer window. So if you're Lampard, you can't point a finger at that. You can't say that Dyche has done it with a different set of players, exactly the same players. Everton, actually, it was a good game. I watched the game. It was enjoyable. Everton did exactly what, when you're a less skilled team than the opposition, you've got to press like crazy, you've got to tackle like crazy, and you've got to keep your shape. And all of you have got to do it. And that's exactly what they did. They ruffled the feathers. They got into Arsenal. They left a couple of late challenges on them. They knocked them out of the stride, quite frankly. Arsenal just couldn't get going because every time they got on the ball, they didn't have a second before one or two Everton players were in their faces. And it was the whole team. It wasn't just one doing it. The shape was great. They kept and then you hope you nick a goal, and they did. And yeah, credit to Everton, but he got them believing, and he got them working hard, and that should be the minimum. So can he keep them up? Yeah, if they can maintain that, keep it going. Yeah, can they score enough to stay up? That's the issue. But the desire certainly looked there.
I think that there's still talent on that roster as well, right? One, I think, yes, he's going to pull them out of relegation. And I think it's one of the reasons that Leeds made the move on Jesse Marsch now was because they thought, okay, here comes Everton with Sean Dyche. Lampard was the problem there. And just at the end of the day, he doesn't need to be managing at this level, not at this point in his career. Maybe he drops back down, learns a few things, and then comes back up. But there's talent there. There absolutely is talent there. Calvert-Lewin, when he's healthy, and he hasn't been healthy in the last 18 months, but they brought in Maupay just to be able to kind of back him up if Calvert-Lewin can't be healthy. Now it looks like he was able to play for an hour against Arsenal, and they're going to do X-rays and see how the hamstring is doing. But Maupay is a fantastic player. Iwobi's a really nice player. Doucouré's a really nice player. Look at their back. I mean, when you talk about Tarkowski and Connor Cody, those two guys, that is elite as far as a group of center backs. That is elite for any team in the world. That would be elite. So the talent's there. I think Lampard was a problem. I think that maybe his attitude was a problem and players weren't responding. I think at times he was playing the wrong players in the wrong positions. And I also think that there's something about a team that when they lose confidence, like it's just life, right? If you're usually not nearly as confident if you're not prepared. Well, the one thing Sean Dyche is going to do is make sure that your team is prepared. Now, when you do have some success and you're finishing 5th, 6th, and you're going to the Europa League, then you wonder if your top players or highest paid players will want to be pushed in training as hard as Sean Dyche will push you. But for a team like this that knows they have talent and just has maybe lacked some confidence in the last few months, having someone work you like that work you put in is going to be able to build confidence. And I think Sean Dyche is going to have Everton. I don't know if they're not going to finish top half of the table, but I think they'll be pretty safely out of relegation territory.
Yeah, I think they will too. And I smiled when you said Maupay because he came on for that guy can start a fight in an empty room, can't he? And he came on and he was getting Arsenal all worked up for the last 10, 15 minutes of that match. He was a great guy to bring on. And like you say, the spine of that team, the two centre-backs, Cody, Tarkowski, then you got Onana as well. He had a great game. He's another one that battles in the midfield. And Calvert-Lewin up front, Maupay to come in and just, fire everybody up. Yeah, I like Maupay, actually. But, yeah, it just shows how you can get a group of guys just to buy into you. And some coaches can do that, and some coaches, it just makes you wonder why Lampard, what his approach is like that he couldn't do that, But there you go. There's a experience for you in Dyche. I think people underestimate Sean Dyche and how good he is. And he's been around a while, and experience counts for a lot. Knows how to talk to guys, mature guys. He's a more mature, older guy, I guess, than Frank Lampard. And he obviously knew how to get the best out of them. So, yeah, I think they'll be safe.
And if you look at Everton, too, let's say they deal with some more injuries or they don't get healthier right now. They have a lot of depth at Everton right now. We mentioned Maupay. You have, and if Calvert-Lewin doesn't get healthy, you have Ben Godfrey, you have Tom Davies, you have Damari Gray. So there's depth to go along with the front, the first 11 talent that they have there for Sean Dyche to work with. And it's something that he never had at Burnley at the end of the day.